Good morning. Hey, family. This is Dr. Phillipians.God, CEO of Wonderfully Well and poet author of Words of Wellness. I needed to do a circle back in regards to my year of surrender. Now, I thought that's what the Lord wanted me to do. I thought He wanted me to do a year of surrender, but I have recently gotten word, fresh direction, new direction. Maybe it's just new to me, it's not new to the Lord. That's not my year. That's not my year because I've been surrendering. But He wants to, and I can't. That came to my mind really after I attended the Woman Evolve conference this past September because that was their theme, surrender. And so I thought that's what the Lord wanted me to do, but He was like, no, baby, that's their thing. That's their thing. I got something different for you. You got your own thing. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm starting to realize that it's one thing to trust in His plan. It's a whole nother thing to realize He even has a plan. It's like, I think that's why we can find it so difficult to wait because we're like, God, you got a plan? You actually got a plan for this. You got a specific, unique, differentiating plan for me. I'm looking at what they did and I'm thinking, oh, I'm supposed to have a year of surrender. And the Lord's like, no, poo-poo, no. No, baby girl. That's not your thing. That's their thing. And I'm like, wow, okay. And so I talked about that in a previous video. And I even talked about going to the conference and my experience with parking and being intimidated by that and cash. And so the Lord says, circle back to be clear, because to be clear is to be kind. So this is my comeback year. That's what I'm doing. I'm making a comeback. And I'm like, okay, Lord. And I realized with all that I've been dealing with and all that I've been going through, I'm making a comeback to my true self. Now, I'll be honest. I don't think I really knew who that was. I don't think I really knew who that was. So I'm even discovering who this woman is. And so, but the Lord knows. The Lord knows He created me. And so I'm making a comeback to loving myself. I'm making a comeback to handling myself with care because that's who my true self is. She's caring, she's loving. Oh my goodness, she's caring, she's loving. And to be honest, you can go through things in this world, in relationships, in circumstances and situations that make you forget who you really are. Make you forget your true self. And so, since He knows me, since He created me, since He formed me in my mother's womb, I believe who God says I am. And so I'm making a comeback to my true self. A woman who is loving herself and who is learning how to handle herself with care. Because all my friends know, my family knows, I love the Lord. Oh my goodness, y'all, I love the Lord. Just talking about Him, it just makes me smile. I love the Lord. And there was a time when I wasn't sure if I loved Him with my whole heart because I didn't know what that means. What that mean, Lord, to love you with my whole heart? And over the course of the past 7 years, He's really been showing me more of how to love. But oh my goodness, now we're on this journey of learning to love myself and learning how to handle myself with care. Because the true me would do that, but I'll be honest, I lost sight of that. My goodness, years and years ago. I lost sight of that probably around 18, 19. I lost sight of that. Lost sight of that when I went to college. Lost sight of that all the way through. And now at 56, I'm just getting that back in sight again. So that's my comeback. I'm making a comeback year to loving myself and to handling myself with care. And it's interesting because Wonderfully Well has a package, coaching package, a soul care coaching package that's called the Comeback Soul Care Package. Comeback Soul. Comeback Soul. And I'm like, oh my goodness, God, you are amazing. So in this comeback year, he's taken me through some things. And let me tell you this, one of the things that he has done with me over the past 2 years is I tend to hear the Lord subconscious, conscious, coming out of my sleep. And I've talked to other believers who hear him that way too. And there was this one morning when I heard in my spirit, I want you to see that you can trust me. And I thought he meant with my eyes. So I'm like, okay, Lord, what am I supposed to see? What am I looking for? What am I looking for? Seek and you shall find. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the Lord. I'm looking for him. Want to find him. Because there was a time when I told him, I said, I can't see you past my pain. I can't see you past my pain. And I'll never forget. I used to go in my closet and I would have quiet time in my closet, just in the dark, light wasn't on, just going in my closet, just having quiet time with the Lord. And I went in the closet a couple mornings or the next morning after I told him I could not see him past my pain. And there was a light flickering in that dark closet. That light never flickered before. I walked on in. That's what I did. I walked on in and I was like, what's this light flickering for? And then I just stood there. I stood in the closet. And across from me, I began to see these little lines. And they created the shape of eyes. They created the shape of eyes that were just looking back at me. I wasn't afraid. I wasn't scared. They were big eyes. And they were just looking back at me. And I just knew then I was in the presence of the Lord. And later it came to me that he came to see about me. And that's what I told him. I said, you came to see about me, made me cry. Because the Lord would care enough about me to come and see about me? What? Me? Little old me in the whole universe. He could go anywhere. And he done came in that dark closet because he knew I told him I couldn't see him past my pain. And he came to see about me in my closet. He came to see about me in my time of need. And so then 2 years ago or so, he told me, coming up out of my sleep, I want you to see that you can trust me. Because he knew I was struggling with this trust thing. And my goodness, I'm at the car dealership one day. And I'm just telling the lady what I'm telling you. And I told her I had been through certain things that just sharing my testimony. And I told her, I said, he told me that he wanted me to see that I could trust him. And then like that, revelation hit me. And I thought, oh my goodness, I'm trying to see with my eyes. But everything I was explaining to her started with the letter C. Started with the letter C. And I was like, well, Lord, I got to go back 2 years in order to tell him all of that. And he was like, no, that was for you. That was for you. This, now you can share. You share your comeback year. Start with the letter C, y'all. And then it started at the conference, really. And it started with my testimony on paying the cash. C. See. So the Lord is allowing me to CC y'all on this mail. Because he does send mail, y'all. And so I hope that you will follow the Christ in me. Because let me tell you something. All those C's, what they stand for is that Christ cares. Christ cares. How many of you are filled with Christ and yet you don't show care? You may need some soul care. So I already have things that he's done that I'm going to have to share on here in this comeback year. But y'all, he is amazing. He is amazing. And I hope that through this year, that there will be so many people who come to know him as their Lord and Savior. That is what I hope happens in this comeback year. And that many that have strayed away will come back. And maybe they will start today. So with that, I hope I've used my words well. And I encourage you to use your words well. Because Christ cares. Until next time, bye-bye.